I just told my friend here, Kristi, to pretend we're not live. And the reason is because her and I laugh a lot when we're not live. And so I want to go after on this one. Hey, this is Cindy Lou. I'm the founder of Be Bold You, and I'm coming to you on YouTube Live with the after show, which is a new thing that I'm doing. This is the second one, and I am flipping loving it. Loving talking to the folks on YouTube, loving doing something that's special just for the YouTubers. And the YouTubers are a different audience. Like they are here to watch a video and they want to know what you're doing and who you are, why you're about, all that stuff. Not that Facebook folks don't want to know that, but not in the same way. I'm still learning about the YouTube audience. So if you're a YouTube audience watcher and you're like, this lady's crazy, tell me why. Because it would help me to be able to, I might not leave your comment up there if you're mean about telling me why, but if you're not mean about it and you just tell me, like, what do you want to see more of, or what would you love to hear more of? What do you like? What don't you like? I'll take it into consideration and do what I probably please anyway, but I'll at least take it into consideration. And why would I do what I like anyway? Well, because I'm the author of Becoming Bold You. And part of that is that you get to choose how you react in life to everything, including your personality. And you get to pick which pieces of your personality you want to focus on, grow, and strengthen. You do not have to take on all of the bits of the definition of a personality. There you go. That's my Be Bold You advertisement. And my guest, I live in New Zealand. Kristi lives in, where are you living now? Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it's flat.
Yeah.
I've driven through. It's flat. There's not much.
We have a mountain. We call it Turkey Mountain. I think, I don't know.
Did you just say you have
I don't know that you'd call it a real mountain.
Did you say you have a mountain?
A mountain. It's a bear to bike up. That's all I know. I don't know if it really is a mountain.
That is a real Oklahoma response. We're not flat. We have a mountain. Kristi, thanks for being on my show earlier. It was so fun.
It was. You put some of the neatest people on this show, and I've learned things. And so when you invited me to be on it, I was like, I had a lot of fun preparing for it, though. You were one of 3 different people who asked me about journaling, because journaling is, what do I call it? The Swiss Army knife for your life. And if you're not using your journal in all the ways that you can, you are missing out. So in our thing today, we talked about, we talked about googly eyes, right? We talked about, venting and protecting your relationships by getting some things out before you speak your mind. But we also talked about saving those happy memories, those little smile makers, and being creative and saving some of the things you wouldn't have thought of that you noticed on a sign or heard in a conversation, so that you have material for when you want to be creative later, things that'll shake up your writing, your presentations, your planning for your business.
I was trying to unmute myself. I'm like, You're one of the most creative people that I've met. Like, you have all these ideas and write these devotionals. You've written 2 devotionals that you've published. Do you have other devotionals that are coming out? Do you have any of those that you can show us? Like the one I'm in?
So I have the 2 that I've published. Wisdom Better Than Wishing. Wisdom Better Than Wishing. And that's the 31-day devotional on the book of Proverbs. And then I have the one that, what now?
And the one I'm in is?
You read my mind. And the one that Cindy Lou is in is Option Ocean, Navigating the Sea of Possibility, to help you, just like Cindy Lou does with Be Bold You, help you find your gifts and what motivates you so that you can find that sweet spot and let God lead you forward. I do have other devotionals in the planning. I do a daily video on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, all the sources. I do a daily video that I've used to kind of formulate the beginnings of, well, all 12-month series of devotionals. So we'll talk about those more in the future.
That sounds like fun. Well, this is our relaxed time. So what do you want to ask me that you haven't been able to?
How long have you been journaling?
What have I been journaling?
How long have you been journaling?
How long have I been journaling? I started really journaling probably in about 9th grade, maybe. Yeah. And I journaled just to get emotions and feelings out because of things that had happened in my life. But I also journaled just because I liked to write. And I had no idea. Like that was when probably the writing by 10th grade, I definitely knew that I wanted to write. Then I got really shut down and stopped writing. Like one of the assignments in 10th grade was to write a story or to interview our parents, and tell the story, write out the interview or whatever, of where they were when JFK was murdered.
Oh.
When he got shot down. So I interviewed my mom and my dad, and I got, the interview, and I just wrote that out. And then I took that facts and wrote kind of this, because my mom was at the hairdressers. So I was like, well, they were they were listening to the radio and it kept going in and out, and they heard something about JF Kennedy and shots, and they couldn't quite understand it. And I just like went into this whole like dramatic, thing, because it seemed kind of boring that my mom was like at the hairdressers getting her hair done. It was like, that's kind of boring. And so I really flowered it up and fleshed it out, and it was fun. And I loved doing it. Then I don't know why I stopped writing. I think I stopped writing because I had many children. Many.
That takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Many. Well, five children.
Was there ever a time when you just like threw away your journals? I told you about when I was a teenager and I got mad at my dad because he'd read them and I threw away all my journals. Was there ever a time when you just threw away those memories?
Yeah, all the time, actually. I'm not real good at holding on to stuff. I have journals around, but I don't hold on to them. Like my mom's just got stacks and stacks. Like she has, I think, every journal she's ever written. And literally there's probably going to be like a whole bookcase of these journals. And she writes ad nauseum. She probably writes 4 or 5 pages a day.
Oh my goodness.
Every day. And she'll talk about, so-and-so came over to visit. We went and did this. I mean, she puts whatever she did during the day, it's in there. She's like, well, I don't know what you kids are going to want to write about me. I'm like, oh.
I don't think you'll ever run out of things. There's actually an end of day prayer that called the Examine, where you go back through your day in as much detail as possible, and you think about where was God in that moment? Where was God throughout the day? And actually, things like that, like the Examine or like your mom's method of journaling, help our memories because it helps our brain basically to sort through things in an orderly fashion to remember better. So
she has an amazing memory.
She's probably got a healthy mind.
Off the charts. I might have to take it up. Now
I journal.
I did that for like 5 years, and it just got to be. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I tend to spend my writing time writing books, writing the devotionals, writing courses, things for other people. Yeah. But my journal's still like just a really good friend that I visit with once in a while. It's not something that I do every day. because I just don't have that many hours in a day,
My,
except for my 5 minute
good.
gratitude accomplishment deal.
Which is,
That
I love that. So can you go through that here? Because that was amazing. And people can go watch the whole video if they want, but they may just want that one. Let's just give them that one tip and then we'll bug on out of here. But what
sure.
what is that tip?
And so I was going through this just real funk where I felt completely useless and unmotivated. And so I started every night when I went to bed. My meltdowns are usually worst at bedtime because I'm tired, the day has run out, I have no more day. And, so I get down on myself. Well, so instead, at bedtime each night, I'd pick up this journal and I'd write one thing I was thankful for, not the same thing every day, but one thing I was thankful for. Sometimes it was just having the coziest bed in the universe. It really is. Or a husband who tucks me into it was really sweet. But, one gratitude. And then one thing I was proud to have accomplished that day. And some days, the only energy I had to accomplish anything was, I'd repost an ad for my devotional writing course, or I'd, do my daily devotional video. Some days I spent hours putting together a presentation or, creating a cartoon, different things like that. So having to put something on my nightly journal kept me doing one thing every day. I was sure to do something that I could write about. And that gratitude and that accomplishment combination takes less than 5 minutes, but it keeps that mental bully at bay because I can look back at these pages and go, see, I'm worthwhile. I have done, I've followed my dreams. I've done things that are important to me. I've lived my days.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you done your strength finders?
Oh, I love my strength finder. Well, actually, the Enneagram's even better, but I did a strength finder for leaders to help me with my students, help me understand my students a little better and, my own teaching style.
Is
It's
achievement
fantastic.
in your top 5?
Was what?
Is achievement in your top 5?
I think
Or
so. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. It's
because
been a
you're
while,
saying
but
I have
yes.
to do something every day. Because for somebody who doesn't have achievement up in their top 5 or 10, that isn't going to be necessarily the thing that's going to get them. So if you have creativity in your top 5,
Mhm.
that's one of your strengths. And one of the things I do in the Becoming Bold You and Be Bold You is all about the fact that our strengths it's our personality and it's our strengths and it's our experiences, it's everything. But if you have creativity, then what have I created today? Or what have I
Yeah.
thought about creating today? If you weren't able to create, like if your creativity comes out in doing these giant, which amaze me, these giant sculptures that are like made out of these metal things. I look at that and I look at like the whale tails in Randolph, Vermont. You probably don't even know anything about them, but I'll have to put a picture up here of the whale tails. But this art teacher like literally did full size whale tails and they sit coming out of the ground and they're just stunning. So that's
Oh,
his
neat.
creativity. Now he's going to think about that for a long time before he actually puts that into action. He'll be working on it a long time once he starts it, but there's a process to it. So if that's part of it, if it's creativity and it's not achievement, it's just thinking about things, then put down one of those things. So choose gratitude. Everyone should choose gratitude.
Yes.
And then choose a second topic that applies to you personally and is your strength or what makes you feel like you've lived today.
Yes. And I feel like writing is very it's a great psychological booster. So handwriting. But my friend Rip Kostaris, also in Option Ocean, he was the artist that Olympic artist that was in Option Ocean. He does a video journal where every day he's worked on these year-long projects. And every day he'll take a couple pictures of what he did that day on the project so that at the end of it, you can see the project evolve, and it's
I love
really
that.
neat. He posts those on his Facebook page, Rip Kostaris.
So he posts like every day he'll post them and then at the end or he posted at the end of the
Usually at the end, because he likes to put them to music and add some other things. But it's his way of of saying, yes, the day is over, but and I'm not done, but I did move forward.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because we're all living and we all live differently. And that's my biggest thing that I want people to know, and that you have permission. If you need permission, you don't even need permission. But I think some people are looking for permission. They've been so told by so many people that they didn't have permission, that this is the counteractor to say you have permission to be, to do, and to experience the world the way that your heart is longing to do that.
Mm-hmm. And it's about the process, right? It's about the experience. It's not just about the end.
And that brings me to one last thing. I said we were going to get out of here, but I want to give you an opportunity right now to share about your writing thing. I jumped in there and I've done part of the course. I haven't finished it. But one of the things I loved about what you did with the course was that you would send us reminders. We'd get emails. And I thought that was just brilliant to say, hey, where you at? Are you still doing it? I stopped doing that so I could write my books, but I might get back in there because I do want to write a devotional. I am writing the journals now, which is kind of semi like half and half, devotional half, which probably came out of the fact that I read your thing and a couple other things that led to that. But why or who's the course for?
Oh, sure. So you're talking about Share Your Wisdom Wisely. And Share Your Wisdom Wisely is a course for, when I wrote Wisdom Better Than Wishing, it was the first devotional in the series. And I had to learn as I went. And it, at times, is a very discouraging process because I would want to write, and 8 hours later, I would still be learning about some publishing thing, or, realizing that I should have started promotion a little sooner, or different things. And so Share Your Wisdom Wisely is a course that goes completely from planning to promoting to publishing. And it helps you it helps new writers, people who may not have published before, or people who may not have published a devotional before. It helps you get through the process of finding God in your stories, and finding the scriptures that demonstrate, the I guess a better understanding of what's happened in your life. Sometimes if we look just at our lives, we can make conclusions that aren't really true. They're just based on our experience and not the overall picture. And sometimes that can lead us to make even more mistakes when we line up those experiences with what God has to say about living. We make more wise choices, less regret for ourselves. And so it's designed to help someone go through their own experiences and write a devotional for others to learn from. Here's scripture, here's what I've gone through, and here's some things for you to think about. And it takes a person through the process of creating a devotional that will help others, and also, getting things paid for that are part of book publishing, like your editing and your book cover, things like that, by helping with promotional ideas and helping with business creation and, planning, so that all those practical things a new writer would have laid out for them. There's a planner that helps you know all the little tasks to accomplish, and you can check those things off and watch your progress if you're an achievement oriented person like me. But also, if you're a creative person, you don't have to figure all those things out, because they're laid out for you in short little videos and lots of hands-on tools.
Yeah, it's a great course. And I definitely encourage people, if they've never written before but always wanted to, especially write devotionals. It's a fabulous course.
Fantastic.
Where can they
Thank
get
you.
that?
Oh, sure. So I would suggest that you start at onemomentwiser.com. That's the number one, not O-N-E, but the number one, momentwiser.com. And at onemomentwiser.com, in the store, there's a link to the course, and you can just sign up from right there. It's a lot easier than giving out the whole website. Just onemomentwiser.com and click the link for the Share Your Wisdom Wisely course.
And of course, it's supposed to probably be all lowercase, but that gives them.
Nah, it didn't matter.
Did I do it right?
It can be capital or lower. Doesn't
Did I
even
get it
matter.
right
Oh,
with the
that's
number
perfect.
1?
I see it now. Yeah.
momentwiser.com. Okay. You couldn't see it on screen yet. So, yep. If people want to go get that, they can do that. And thanks for joining me here for the after show and hanging out with me for a little bit. I always love these after things because things come out of this that didn't come out in the trainings or in the show, in the podcast. And it's just fun. It's fun to hang with my friends. I mean, I have people on the show because I like their message. I like them and I adore you. Yes.
I just never want to get off the phone with you, so I'll do 5 of these shows.
I know. We'll have to do another one. So when are you coming to New Zealand?
Oh man, you know what? That is going on my list on the wall of things I need to plan for.
That's right. That's step 1. Put it on the list.
Put it on the list.
Things
And then I
don't
can check
happen.
it off and
They
feel
don't
like it
go
was
in
an
your journal
achievement.
or in your calendar or whatever. They just don't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, thanks for listening to this replay because I know I have no live listeners yet. But one of these days, I'll have somebody come on here live. I'll be like, a YouTube live person. Whoa. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel now because you don't want to miss any of this fun and goodness and craziness. Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic.
In case I decide to put this on my podcast, remember to always live your life out loud and be bold you. Bye-bye.